Throughout history, the terrifying legend of the werewolf has crossed the line between myth and reality. In this video, we dive into 5 infamous werewolf cases that shocked Europe. From the savage beast of Gévaudan in France to the gruesome wolf of Ansbach in Germany. These tales of bloodthirsty creatures and accused killers will leave you questioning where the boundary between human and beast truly lies. If you're intrigued by dark history, mysterious transformations, and chilling real-life horror, this is a video you won't want to miss. The first one is the Werewolf of Bedburg. Perhaps the most infamous of all is Peter Stump, a wealthy farmer whose name would become synonymous with terror in the Rhineland of 1589. For years, the town of Bedburg had been gripped by an unseen horror. Livestock was found mutilated, and soon human bodies followed. The townsfolk feared wolves, but when they finally cornered their quarry, what they found was not a wolf, but a man, Stump, bleeding from the same injury they had inflicted on the wolf's paw. Under brutal torture, Stump confessed. He claimed that at the age of 12, he had made a pact with the devil, receiving a magic belt that allowed him to transform into a ravenous wolf. His atrocities were unspeakable. He confessed to slaughtering 14 children, devouring their flesh, and even murdering his own son. His crimes culminated in an incestuous relationship with his daughter. The punishment was as horrifying as his crimes. Stump was fixed to a breaking wheel, where his flesh was torn from his body with red-hot pincers. His bones were shattered so he could never rise from the grave. Finally, he was beheaded, and his head mounted on a pole as a grim warning to all. Even his daughter and mistress were not spared, meeting their own grisly ends on the pyre. Whether Stump truly committed these horrors or was a victim of political machinations remains uncertain. But his legend lives on, a tale of a man who wore the skin of a beast and the soul of a monster. Next, the Wolf of Ansbach. In 1685, in the German town of Neuss, a wolf became the embodiment of a long-dead man's sins. The town's chief magistrate, Michael Leicht, had been a cruel, hated figure in life. So when a large wolf started stalking the town soon after his death, the townsfolk whispered that Leicht had returned as a werewolf to continue his torment. Driven by fear and superstition, they organized a hunt, cornering and killing the wolf by trapping it in a well. But that wasn't the end. In a grim display of justice, the villagers paraded the wolf's body through the streets, mocking it. They cut off its muzzle, dressed the creature in human clothes, and even placed a wig on its head to resemble Leicht. The morbid spectacle didn't end there. They hung the mutilated body from a gibbet for all to see. The lifeless werewolf, a warning and a grim reminder that even in death, a wicked man might haunt the living. Number 3. The Livonian Werewolf. Theus of Kaltenbrunn, an 80-year-old man living in 17th century Livonia, which is now modern-day Latvia and Estonia, stacked between Russia and the Baltic Sea, shocked authorities with a story straight out of a nightmare. This elderly man was widely rumored to be a werewolf, a monster who has brought a curse upon himself as someone who consorted with the devil. But Theus had his own story to tell, a tale that has lasted for hundreds of years now and is quite controversial. Brought before the judges in 1691 on unrelated charges, Theus freely confessed to his past as a werewolf. He spoke of nights when he would don a magical wolf pet and transform, joining other werewolves to roam the countryside, devouring livestock and battling witches. But Theus wasn't a villain, at least not in his eyes. He claimed werewolves were warriors of God, fighting Satan and his witches to protect humanity's crop and livestock. His fantastical account may have saved him from a more brutal fate, but he was flogged and exiled. His further fate is lost to history, leaving behind the chilling legend of a wolfman who warred in the name of God. 4. The Beast of Gévaudan. In the 18th century France, the province of Gévaudan became the hunting grounds for a nightmarish creature, known as La Bête du Gévaudan, or the Beast. It first appeared in the summer of 1764, stalking the forests near Langon. A woman tending her cattle had her first brush with the creature, only saved by her bulls driving it away. But soon after, a 14-year-old girl was brutally slaughtered. From there, the carnage escalated. The Beast, a monstrous wolf-like figure with red fur streaked with black, haunted the region, tearing through villages and leaving bodies in its wake. The attacks were relentless, over 210 in total, and more than half of those victims were killed. Terror gripped the province. King Louis XV, recognizing the severity of the threat, dispatched hunters to bring an end to the horror. But it wasn't until local hunter Jean Chastel faced down the beast in 1767, armed with only his wits and his gun, that the killings stopped. Even today, some believe it wasn't just one wolf, but many, born of hunger and perhaps something darker. And number 5, the werewolf of Ayariz. The story of Manuel Blanco Romasanta, Spain's first recorded serial killer, plays out like a horror tale steeped in blood. Born in 1809, Romasanta was raised as a girl until the age of 6 due to a mix-up at birth. After the death of his wife in 1833, Romasanta became a traveling salesman, guiding travelers across Spain and Portugal. But along his journeys, darkness followed. Romasanta's first known victim was a constable, Vicente Fernandez, who tried to collect a debt from him. After that, travelers who sought his guidance began to disappear, their belongings mysteriously reappearing in Romasanta's possession. When caught, Romasanta confessed to 13 murders, but offered a sinister excuse. He had been cursed with lycanthropy, turning into a wolf when the moon was full. Despite this wild claim, forensic examinations found that several victims had been killed by actual wolves. Romasanta was spared execution, thanks to a hypnotist who believed he was delusional. But he eventually died of cancer in prison. His twisted tale of murder and lycanthropy continues to haunt Spanish folklore. And with that, we've come to the end. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for new videos. See you in the next one. Take care.